What's up, everybody? It's waba, and I wanted to make this video to answer some of the questions I've been getting recently in game and on YouTube and in the forums and everywhere about Shockwave Totem and the Hierophant Low Life Shockwave Totem build specifically. Now this has come up and I felt it too, to be completely upfront with you guys. Between levels 75 and 85, especially if you didn't have a 5-link, the damage on your Shockwave Totem may have felt a little lacking. And now this is also even if you had gone low life. Low life is a big portion of damage, but it could have felt a little lacking. And I think this was because of just an oversight of mine. But essentially, the end game setup, which is what I basically build around, uses the critical strikes gem. And you want to have it in power. You could have a poison on there. I use poison. I'm actually using poison right now, and I just got a 5-link, and it's helped my DPS, my single target DPS, immensely. But the oversight was simply that an increased critical strikes gem does not actually translate very well to lower levels. And your Shockwave Totem damage doesn't really start to take off until the gem is about level 19 and higher, like 19, 20, and 21. So this made the increased critical strikes gem not as efficient as it usually is. So to combat this, I suggest actually swapping this out with a controlled destruction gem. The tooltip is a little bit more when you use controlled destruction, but the damage will be much more consistent. You just won't be shattering as much. And that should really take care of your damage. And then when you do have a 5-link, if you're able to get 4 blue and 1 red going, increased critical strikes with controlled destruction is perfectly fine. If you'd have 2 red and 3 blue, you just, instead of, you actually would at this point drop your controlled destruction, and you would swap in increased critical strikes and added fire, but you could also use controlled destruction. It's either way. And I'm also just assuming that you would be high enough level and that your Shockwave Totems can be level 19. Or if you have a setup like mine, which is 3 blue, 1 red, 1 green, I am running critical strikes and poison. And the thing about poison is it doesn't help your initial upfront hit like the way added fire or controlled destruction does. However, it will really ramp up your single target DPS for bosses, especially when you pop things like your Onslaught Flask, Val Haste. I use an Overflowing Chalice, which gives me increased damage. Also, I do have I have 6 Ascendancy, so I do have Pursuit of Faith, and that really stacks up, so I get a lot of that double dipping poison damage. And those things do really add up and really help out on your damage with Shockwave Totem. But again, the biggest thing for the damage on Shockwave Totem is actually getting the gem itself to level 19 and above. And to be completely honest with you guys again, I'm so used to having a level 21 Shockwave Totem, I almost forgot what the damage felt like at level 19. And it's a huge difference. I'm currently leveling 5 Shockwave Totems, all of which are 19. I'll be Val Orbing them, and if I don't get that, I'll probably just be buying a 21 Shockwave Totem. They usually go to about 1 to 2 Exalts. But the thing is here, I just want to say, be patient. You need gem levels on your build completely, from your Shockwave Totem to your auras and your purities, in order to really get the full benefit of your build. It's not an instant gratification build at all. It's something that you want to put a little bit of time into, even if it means that every once in a while you run Dried Lake for a little bit and you're level 86. That's not a bad thing, because you're just leveling your gems at that point. And Dried Lake is incredibly efficient, and you could get through it very, very fast. Now, and I'm not entirely sure about this. I've been testing it out a little bit, but if you're still kind of unhappy with the way Shockwave Totem feels, and you want something to do in the meantime until your gems get to that level, which I completely understand, I do think that you could actually do the same exact build, and right now you could do a Flame Right now you could do a Flame Blast Spell Totem build, and with the changes to the Flame Blast channeling mechanics, Flame Blast Spell Totems are, from my understanding, would be pretty good. Now the only thing is your gem setup is going to be a little bit different. You're going to want 2 reds and 3 blues, the reds being Spell Totem, and fire penetration, and then your 3 blues being flame blast, faster casting, and either increased AoE or controlled destruction. I'm not entirely sure. I think you could actually just drop that setup right into this build completely. There's only one point in our passive tree that wouldn't really work with this completely, and that is Fangs of the Viper, but you still need the dex and you still need the movement speed, so it's not completely wasted. So if you guys want to try that out, you're more than welcome to. I've been leveling the gems on the side to test it out a little bit, see how it actually goes. But I wanted to give you guys a little heads up and let you know what was going on. And yeah, I'll be making more videos. If you like this video, please like. If you haven't followed the channel or subscribed, please do. Also, catch me on Twitter at waba. I usually give an update of what I'm doing that day, or if I'm streaming or whatnot. You get the gist. Just follow me if you'd like. All right, thanks very much. Have a good one. Bye.